Meteorologist Alex Williams here, back into Weather Impact Center. And yes, we have a lot to talk about. One is our threat's kind of changing. So the severe threat probably on its way down. And the air mass is stabilizing a little bit. We're still in the low to mid 60s. We might squeak out a thunderstorm, an isolated thunderstorm or two as we go towards the afternoon along the actual cold front as it comes through. But right now, cold front has not come through. It's going to be moving in though, as you see in the graphic behind me. So let's jump right into it. You can see that, yes, we have the cold front moving in. That's through 5 p.m. this evening. We'll continue to keep this weather impact alert in effect. Rain, that's going to continue to fall across the region. Gusty winds, that's going to continue to be a problem. And so you want to keep the rain gear with you. And if you open the umbrella, pro tip, open it up into the wind, not away from the wind. Otherwise, you might take an involuntary flight there on the umbrella. So just beware of that as we go through the next couple of hours. That really is going to be our threat. Now, let's look at some eye candy. As we went through this morning, we definitely saw some great time lapses. Check this one out in Alamance County, Burlington. Look at the rain, the wind ripping through there with the flags, and still just beautiful raw power there of the atmosphere. How about in Winston-Salem? Yeah, we saw some periods of rain early this morning, and then there comes the actual showers, the storms moving through. Active tornado warnings for parts of Guilford County, Forsyth County as well, and then up the line into, say, Reedsville, Rockingham County, seeing some of those tornado warnings, as well as Caswell County, and then to our south in Randolph County, seeing some of those tornado warnings. So those were the types of tornadoes that we were warning you about, where they quickly spin up. Thankfully, not seeing a whole lot of reports of anything confirmed. We have seen sporadic damage across the Triad, and so these storms are in business. Lower 60s in Winston-Salem right now. The dew point still in the mid-50s. Once that starts to fall a little bit more, it's going to be harder to get some of those storms to form in that environment. So we are seeing temperatures start to cool, especially across the foothills. In the low 50s, it's still reporting rain and supporting rain as we go into Boone, but the temperatures will be dropping over the next couple of hours drastically. When that cold front hits, you will know it, because it is definitely going to be a cooler wind out there, and those temperatures are going to drop very significantly and pretty quickly as well. So let me pop myself off. You can see the next 12 hours, we're looking at, some scattered showers still lingering with us, and then by about 9 o'clock, you're going to start to really feel that temperature drop anywhere between 5 to 9. You can see those temperatures start going down. They go down fast into the lower 30s by the 3 o'clock hour into the morning. We still have active severe thunderstorm warnings, at least to our east, across, parts of eastern North Carolina. Tornado possible tag still on that. So, and for good reason. You can see a little bit of curvature in there. That's for Craven, Jones, Lenoir, and Pitt counties east of us. Tornado possible for that. Hail inch, one size, 60-mile-an-hour winds. For us, well, it's just about the rain. The severe threat's really moved out, and rain continues to stabilize us. So we're seeing rain anywhere from, say, Rockingham County up to, say, Stokes County, Surrey County, down towards Forsyth. I-40 probably pretty wet. Wendover wet. I know that the outer belt probably pretty wet as well, or the outer loop there in Greensboro. I will say Wendover tends to hold a whole lot of moisture and rain. So when it rains, it doesn't dry out very quickly. Keep that in mind. Down to High Point, seeing some of those scattered showers as well. And then down south towards Randolph County, seeing some scattered showers back through Davidson County. Salisbury, seeing some of those as well. And further to the south into, say, Montgomery County, seeing some of those showers near Biscoe. Albemarle, seeing some of those showers as well. So these showers continue to just fall, and again, they continue to stabilize the atmosphere even further south towards the Charlotte metro, or at least east of the Charlotte metro, dealing with some pretty heavy rain up towards the Florence Lake City area along I-20, I-74. That's where we're seeing kind of some of those scattered showers. So severe weather on the front end of the system. Guess what's on the back side of the system? If you said snow, you would be correct. I was warning my folks about this just a little while ago. Look at the snow transitioning over into Tri-Cities. I love that when that happens. Wish I could show you some cameras. We have our weather vision cameras, but unfortunately with Max 2, we cannot show those cameras. But nonetheless, pretty awesome to see the snow. Rain, severe storms to snow. That's how powerful of a system this is. Lots of cold air behind it, and that's what's going to make us cooler. Let's quickly check on that severe risk. It is lowered. Now, the interesting thing is we're not completely out of the woods. We're still within that slight risk of strong severe storms. And still a 5% tornado risk from the Storm Prediction Center. They're much more brilliant minds than us, and still see at least the threat. I would agree until the front pushes through, we could see it's a possibility. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. I think we're stabilizing the atmosphere at this point. Damaging wind risk anywhere from 15 to 30% across the Triad. Again, that's if we get any of those storms to form, and I just don't see that happening. So as we go through the rest of the afternoon, you'll continue to keep these scattered showers. Do you see the front? It's on the map. That's your hint. It's right here. See the wind shift from, say, the southwesterly winds, the warming wind, to the cold wind. Look at Danbury there, 46, 45 in Mount Airy around 6 o'clock. So that front continues to push through, and again, it's going to be in business. By the time we get to the late evening hours and doing 11 o'clock news, we'll have jackets and gloves. That's what it's going to be like. The upper 30s to lower 40s as we go through the evening hours, and we continue to drop the mercury, if you will. Although a lot of digital thermometers don't use so much mercury anymore. But nonetheless, we drop the temperature as we go through the overnight hours into our Tuesday morning. Lower 30s by 3 o'clock. Look at by sunrise tomorrow, we're talking temperatures easily in the upper 20s across the Triad. If not a little cooler in some places, that gets us down to about 30. I think we'll be in the upper 20s. Let's talk about the other thing we're dealing with is the wind. We have seen wind gusts up to around 40 miles an hour through, say, Forsyth County, 33 in Guilford, 29 in Alamance County there, 26 towards Asheboro. And the mountains staying pretty gusty and breezy as well. So mid 20 mile an hour wind gusts. Every now and then you get even a stronger wind gust. So even as we watch the front approach, you will still see very breezy conditions, even through maybe about 6 o'clock. Now, I will tell you, I drive an SUV. I notice the wind. You could feel it blowing you around a little bit. So be careful if you have a higher profile vehicle such as a truck or an SUV. You won't notice it so much in a sedan. But the wind out there is howling. And again, if you happen to open your umbrella in the wrong direction, it could go flying out of your hand because very, very strong winds. We have a lot of high wind above us that gets transported down to the surface pretty easily with any showers, any rain, and again, God forbid we had any thunderstorms, that would have transported that momentum down into the lower levels here where we live and move and have our being. But you can see the future wind gusts there as we go into our Tuesday evening. You can see the mid-20s, still pretty breezy into the morning hours tomorrow, and as temperatures drop, that probably is going to make it feel pretty cold as we go into the mornings tomorrow. So schools, hopefully getting back to regular schedule, it's going to be cold tomorrow. So kiddos need to wear some extra layers at the bus stop. And that's really the big threats that we've been dealing with. As far as the rain chances, again, over the next couple of hours, nothing major. Let's look at the upper air pattern and see what is to come. So the big trough that we're dealing with now, that's what's responsible for the big cool down. There's the cooler weather swinging into town as we go into our Tuesday. I will say your St. Patrick's Day is going to be cold. You want to do something warm to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, I think. Maybe some corned beef and cabbage if you do that. That'll be nice and warm and a good meal to have for St. Patrick's Day, right? Then as we go towards the middle of the week, towards the later portions of the week, look, the trough starts to lift out and we start to get a ridge to build in. Look at the big ridge out west. That is pretty impressive. Let me go back to that here and where it'll let me move the map. You see that big, huge red splotch? That's an area of high pressure. So that's bringing some warmer weather to the Gulf, or not to the Gulf Coast, to the West Coast. You can see here by next Tuesday, though, maybe starting to squash that ridge a little bit. But here's our weekend. So again, we're in the yellows. We're not into blues. We're not into greens. We're actually seeing the yellows creep in there. So we're starting to warm things up a little bit as we head towards the weekend. Maybe a little bit of a weakness in the northwest flow there that could bring a little bit of some shower activity as we go towards the weekend. We'll have to watch that. I think it's going to be a very dry front, if anything. And then beyond that, well, temperatures kind of stay moderating, maybe warming up a little bit more as we approach the end of the month. Models in big disagreement on this, though. We have one model that I was looking at, so I'm running the PTI runway race, and so I've been watching the weather. We have one model that has warmer weather with maybe some light showers for the race, and then we have one model that has very, very cold weather, temperatures probably in the 30s, 40s for the race. So those are very drastically different solutions as we go through the next couple of days and weeks as we get closer. Continue to keep you guys updated on that. But nonetheless, that's kind of what we're dealing with as far as the severe threat. I can go back to radar. We've got some of those scattered showers kind of moving across here. I think it's fascinating that we're getting snow. It doesn't surprise me because, again, this is a very dynamic, very powerful storm system. But nonetheless, we're getting snow, which is pretty cool. So there's our live radar. You can see the scattered showers continue to lift across the Triad, and they'll continue to do so over the next couple of hours. And, yeah, pretty good. Soaking rain's always good. Let's look and see how much rain we've gotten so far today. Because, remember, we're still in a drought. I know when we're talking about severe weather, you don't think about it, but this rainfall is beneficial. So let's see what we've got so far today as an estimate. It'll load here in just a moment, and that'll give us some of the amounts. Okay, so look at that. So it kind of depends on if you did see the line move through this morning or not, but I'm covering up one of them, Hickory. So 0.4 of an inch. For most of the Triad, we've gotten close to, 0.4 of an inch, close to half an inch in some places. Look at PTI. PTI got gypped out of rain. Why? Well, interestingly enough, as the line came through, and I can show you this. So we're going to go live radar, and I'm going to take us back here a couple hours. Let's go back 6 hours here. Okay, so there's the scattered showers we saw early this morning, some thunderstorms with that up through, say, Rockingham County. This is about 8:30 this morning. Watch, here comes the main line. So it holds together as it goes through Forsyth County. And notice it's moving east-northeast as well. So at this point, it did have multiple warnings on it, the line, and then some lightning starting to ramp up. But watch here as it approaches Guilford County. Look at that. There's a break in the line right over Guilford County. And that, honestly, that was just the blessing that we had, right? We didn't have to deal with the strong winds. And so because the stronger parts of the storm broke and went north and south of Guilford County, we didn't see that much in the way of rainfall. And so that continued to advance, at one point looking pretty mean, especially in Rockingham County. Wow, that is a textbook, what we call QLCS, quasi-linear convective system. And then, of course, the rain started to take over. And that brings us to now, which we've been dealing with some of those scattered showers on and off across the area. So that is kind of how the day went. Hopefully you took shelter. If there was a tornado warning issued, you definitely need to do that. I still think, going back to our Storm Prediction Center outlook, it's interesting that we're still within a slight risk of strong storms. But again, the Storm Prediction Center, brilliant meteorologists out there. And let's talk about this. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. It was a bust. Yes, it was a bust. We did not see the severe weather risk that we were anticipating. And you know what? It's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's a good thing. We don't want these to verify. So don't be upset that we didn't see the severe weather or call us out and say, hey, you guys predicted this and you got us all scared for nothing. No, it's our job to warn you about the potential for severe weather. We saw it on the horizon, and it was definitely a threat. And we wanted to warn you because it potentially could have been really bad. And I'm gonna talk a little bit later here on some socials, do a vertical short for you guys explaining, I think, why we didn't see the threat we did, but also kind of explaining how strong the system was. And so, yes, this was a bust when it came to the tornado potential, the damaging wind potential. It could have been a whole lot worse. And you know what? It's a blessing. So take it as a blessing. We move on. The big thing you need to prepare for, of course, is the colder temperatures that are to come as we go later on in the day. And we'll continue to bring you updates here over the next couple of hours. Until then, make sure you're keeping it safe We don't need two of me on there. So we'll see you in about another hour.